Intercom speaking softly, no one listening now. Cold air from the freezer aisle, moving through the store. 10:47 p.m. Cartwheel shake on broken tile. Someone stocking canned soup slowly, without looking up. The cleaner just passed through here. Chemical lemon smell. Yellow sales signs hanging crooked under fluorescent white. I came in for batteries and something easy to heat. Standing too long by the freezer, reading things I didn't need. A kid asked for candy bars near register 3. His father looks exhausted, counting folded bills quietly. Late night supermarket, everything humming low. Frozen doors sliding open, cold light on the floor. Nobody here looks lonely, nobody says much, just tired people drifting under artificial sun. The cashier's name tag faded, blue marker almost gone. She asks if I need a receipt without waiting long. Magazine rack near the entrance, still selling old movie stars. One card left abandoned near the greeting cards. Outside the glass storefront, street sweepers moving slow. The automatic doors keep opening for almost no one at all. I remember coming here after basketball practice, buying soda with loose change before life got organized. Late night supermarket, everything humming low. Frozen doors sliding open, cold light on the floor. Microwave dinners turning inside somebody else's home. The whole city staying awake without calling it loneliness. The floor buffer kept moving long after midnight came, its reflection crossing the tiles again and again. 10:47 p.m. Receipt paper in my hand. Outside the carts keep rattling against the metal stand. And somewhere between these aisles, without really noticing when, everybody slowly became adults. Air conditioner humming, blue numbers on the clock. Someone laughing through the wall, then suddenly it stops. Room 2144, second floor near the ice machine. My parents different door. Hotel hallway after midnight, soft yellow atmosphere, ice machine echoing somewhere, nobody fully here. Key cards on the bedside table, static from the TV screen, halfway between two cities, halfway between dreams. Dad shoes beside the suitcase, coins near the motel Bible, mom asleep facing the window, curtains moving from the air. A truck passed on the highway, headlights sliding through the blinds, then disappearing slowly across the ceiling lines. I stood beside the railing, looking down into the lot. Palm trees barely moving, everything felt paused. Back then I didn't know why those places stayed with me. Hotel hallway after midnight, soft yellow atmosphere, ice machine echoing somewhere, nobody fully here. Tiny soaps beside the sink, late commercials on TV, a strange kind of comfort in places we'd never see again. The elevator opened once, nobody stepped outside, only distant television voices floating through the night. Room 214 still exists somewhere in me. Hallway air conditioning and flickering vacancy signs. Not home, not vacation anymore, just one small forgotten night that never really left. Radio playing quietly past midnight on Route 9, streetlights sliding slowly across the dashboard lines. My uncle loosened his necktie before we left the hall. Someone carried sleeping children, still wearing tiny dress shoes. Half-deflated silver balloons bump softly in the trunk. Cake boxes leaning sideways beside forgotten coats. Lipstick fading on champagne glasses left near the folding chairs. The band already packing cables under yellow wedding lights. Everybody looked tired suddenly, like the night wore the truth out slowly. Driving home in formal clothes, window lights flickering over him, one by one as we drove past. At the gas station near the exit, someone bought black coffee, women holding high heels loosely near the vending machines. I remember my mother laughing earlier that night. Now she's staring out the window, watching empty roads unwind. Nobody thought about memories then. We were just trying to get home. Driving home in formal clothes, wrinkled sleeves and tired eyes. The flowers in the backseat already starting to die. Somewhere behind us, the music and dancing stopped, but the smell of champagne and perfume stayed inside the car. A child whispered, half asleep, "Are we almost there?" And silence filled the highway again. For the first time in my life, the adults looked human too. Not old, not young, just passing carefully through time. Stole extra ketchup and left the whole way back. The fountain coins kept glowing under fluorescent snowflakes, while groups of kids stayed sitting there long after food was gone. Nobody checked the time, nobody disappeared into screens. Food court December, talking till the sky turned black. Paper cups and cheap headphones scattered across the table. Everything felt unfinished in the best possible way, like life was waiting somewhere past the mall arcade. disappear inside one place. Food court December, orange chicken and fries. Winter coats beside us under artificial lights. Distant music from the mall speakers floating through the air. Before every empty moment got filled by somewhere else. The arcade flashing softly past the movie theater doors. Holiday sales still blinking across polished floors. Food court December still plays inside my head. Train numbers and snow outside, and songs we almost knew by heart. Nothing important happened there. Most nights were all the same, but somehow those small evenings never really went away. Dial-up noise in the dark, blue screen lighting up the room, computer tower humming softly past 1 a.m. My parents already sleeping down the hallway somewhere, while AIM windows kept appearing across the CRT glare. Burned CDs beside the keyboard, the silver marker on the top. Blink 182 mix playlists, songs copied from a friend. The desktop speakers crackled every time a message came, and somehow that tiny sound felt bigger back then. Nobody used real names online, but somehow everybody meant it. Away message glowing under bedroom darkness blue, typing things too honestly to people I barely knew. The whole world fit inside the humming monitor light. Back when loneliness first learned how to connect at night. MSN icons flashing orange, buddy list half offline. Someone typing very slowly, then stopping every time. I remember staring too long at one particular screen name, waiting for the little sound to happen once again. The internet smelled like warm plastic and dust inside the fan. Hours disappearing silently with my hands on the keys. Back then midnight felt endless inside those glowing rooms. Away message glowing, pixel hearts beside the text. Cheap headphones hanging sideways from the corner of the desk. Nobody looked perfect yet. Nobody knew the rules. Just lonely kids illuminating their faces in computer glue. scoreboards flickering green, pins crashing somewhere deep, jukebox playing Tom Petty low under the buzzing heat. Friday night on lane 6, rental shoes tied too tight. My dad carried 2 pitchers through the purple bowling lights. The arcade machines kept blinking near the cigarette machine. Some older kids played racing games with tokens in their jeans. Pizza trays stacked by the tables, plastic cups, sweat and rings. Everybody talking loudly like adults did back then. The smoke hung near the ceiling fans like the whole room floated slowly. Lane 6 on Friday night, everything glowing gold and blue. Watching all the grown-ups laughing like they knew what to do. Back before I understood how young they really were, just shadows in bowling shirts under neon words. Shoe spray smell near the counter, French fries in paper bowls. My mom singing half the chorus to a song she barely knew. A man with rolled up sleeves lined up every throw the same, then smiled at strangers anyway. Whenever somebody scored, I kept feeding quarters into the pinball game. The lights reflecting off the lanes like tiny moving stars. Back then adulthood looked like music and cigarette smoke. Lane 6 on Friday night, everything glowing gold and blue. Watching all the grown-ups laughing like they knew what to do. Now those bowling alleys faded or turned into something new, but sometimes I still hear jukebox songs and think about that room. One final frame blinking, red numbers overhead. The mechanic walking slowly behind the pin machine. Since wide and bass rolls deeper, 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 deeper. Lane 6 on Friday night, grease stains and cosmic lights. My parents looked immortal there for a little while, and somewhere in the cigarette haze and arcade sounds above, an entire decade still rolls on between the crashing pins.
Automatic doors opening and closing again. Sneakers squeaking somewhere far away. Inside the gym, Most of the cars already left. The parking lot looks huge. Coach dragged the folding chairs away, one row at a time. My gym bag near the vending machine, sports drink cold in my hand. The machine kept humming softly beside the bulletin board. A janitor pushed his broom slowly past the trophy cases. Without really looking at me, he said, "Long night, huh, kid?" Every pair of headlights made me stand up straight. Last one waiting outside the practice doors, watching shadows cross the ceiling from the parking lamps. Cold metal bench beside me, wind moving through the trees, trying not to feel embarrassed for checking every car I see. Some older kids kept laughing near the bike racks by the fence. Then somebody's mother called them, and suddenly they disappeared. The soda machine ate my dollar twice before it worked. I remember being weirdly angry, like it mattered in the world. Inside the gym, the lights shut off, section after section, until only the hallway stayed on near the office phones. I told myself they were probably just late again. Last one waiting outside the practice doors, automatic lights above me, buzzing in the dark. The air smelled like floor cleaner and old basketball. Some nights in childhood felt much longer than they were. Then finally those headlights turned slowly toward the curb, and everything inside me relaxed before I even moved. Said much, just late night radio low, and the empty school behind us getting smaller through the glass. CRT screens flickering blue, movie trailers with no sound. Somebody stacking empty shelves as the lights hum overhead. Plastic cases in my hands, corners cracked from years before. Action movies, late fees, faded labels still behind the counter door. The carpet smells exactly the same, dust and old air conditioning. Some kid holding horror tapes, too young to even rent them yet. Near the register, a crooked handwritten sign, "Be kind, rewind," still hanging there tonight. till only the counter remains, and suddenly the whole world feels older than it did yesterday. Internet modem glowing green, keys dropped by the sink, refrigerator buzzing softly in the next room. Second floor, unit C, name taped on the mailbox room. Half my clothes still in garbage bags, 3 weeks after moving in. The mattress stayed on the floor till almost winter came. I ate microwave noodles, watching local news at night. White walls with nothing on them echoed when friends talked, but mostly it was silence and traffic from the avenue. I thought freedom would sound louder than this. First apartment alone, tiny kitchen light at 1 a.m. Paper plates beside the sink, no idea what comes next. Some nights felt exciting, some nights felt too still, like standing in the middle of a life not fully built. The modem sound after midnight meant somebody wrote back home. Old desktop speakers crackling beside the folding chair. I knew which neighbors argued, which one worked late shifts, which pipes knocked in the morning inside the bathroom wall. A grocery receipt stayed folded on the counter for 2 weeks, next to spare laundry quarters and unopened mail. Nobody tells you adulthood feels this unfinished at first. First apartment alone, street light through the blinds at night. Cardboard boxes in the hallway, still waiting to be unpacked. I get the television running just to fill the room, till I slowly learned how to sit inside the quiet. Somewhere downstairs a vacuum cleaner started after 2, and suddenly the whole building felt lonely together. Soft synths swell, minimal drums widen gently. Second floor, unit C, still alive somewhere in my head. The smell of fresh paint and ramen and old computer heat. Nothing beautiful about it, nothing cinematic then, but sometimes I miss how unknown everything felt.